What is happening, everybody? This is Dave Croft, and welcome back to another 52 Qs Q review, where I feature a Q written by a member of the 52 Qs community and provide critique and feedback like you might get from a publisher or a music supervisor. Today we are featuring Country Mornin' Sippin' from 52 Qs family member Jeff LaPlante. This is kind of a country hip-hop hybrid Q, so we are going to take a listen to it and then talk about it on the other side. That was Country Mornin' Sippin' from Jeff. Man, Jeff is a master of sample manipulation and chopping, and I love the work that you did with the pedal steel. And this is really, really nice, and I think a perfect example of like a hybrid done right. You know, the idea when you're doing a hybrid cue isn't to just crash things in together. It's to take kind of, you want to, at least the way I think of it, you want to maintain the kind of the integrity of both styles, right? So taking something like a pedal steel country cue and a hip hop cue. So they're like drill elements, like that kind of backbeat kind of thing. And I think this is absolutely working. A couple of quick notes. I would, that snare drum, I would make it a little bit more deliberate on the and of 4. 2, 3, 4. Just make that a little bit hotter. Because we're already kind of outside of the traditional boundaries of hip hop, right? By using this. And so I would make that a little bit more pronounced. Love the acoustic guitar. I think that's super working well. I would watch the mix between the kick and the 808s. The kick is coming across a little flumpy, for lack of a better term. And I don't know if we have some kick layers which aren't really locking in. And love in this B section here how we brought a whole different B section. It was a nice touch, and I was thinking as we were cooking along, I was like, man, I really hope that we bring in some different samples or some different licks. And overall, the mix is really, really loud. And I know this is kind of pop territory, and we've kind of explored this before, But in terms of our short-term LUFs, we're getting into the 9s. Our RMS is peaking into the 7s. And I think it's just a little too loud. And the good news is that looking at your mix, I'm not seeing a bunch of flat topping, right? So you've done a really good job capturing the dynamics. It's not just pushing into the limiter and creating just brick top here. So I think it's working really well. Love the snaps out of the beginning. And the reason this is so important to put these types of elements early is you've got to let a music supervisor know within the first 5 to 10 seconds kind of what they're in store for. What kind of cue is this? And I know, I mean, you could take the snaps out of that, and this could just be your garden variety kind of pedal steel, acoustic folk kind of thing, but those snaps instantly tell a library or a music supervisor who might be auditioning, you know, hundreds and hundreds of cues in one listening session that we've got something special coming your way. Yeah, I just think the kick and the 808 are just kind of fighting. They don't really seem in sync. Nice pullback of energy into this next section. I think we could have gotten away with a little bit bigger of a break here because it's about to hit hard. I tell you what could be cool, and it might. Sorry, I'm like pew pew. A couple of different things. You could take out the bass note because boom bum. I like it artistically, but I think it diminishes the impact of that next section. And I wonder if you didn't do that, if a stop down would work. And I'm going to see if I can't do this just using Logic's effects here. And obviously it'll need to be a little bit faster than that. So let's do it like, or maybe even faster than that. That's the way to do it. Let me try it one more time. Just a little something to add a impact so that when that next section it hits really hard. And do you have another backbeat layer you can add through this? I would lean into the 2 and 4 really strong. Another snare, transient snare layer. Some reverses or something. I kind of felt that going into here. You could probably do a little bit more with that. And really nice. That pedal steel lick sounds great. And knowing your work, I know you've done a really good job of chopping it, mangling it, making it your own. I mean, truly taking, like, using samples responsibly. I think the button could be a little bit more pronounced. Maybe we need a little bit more bass or... And it needs to stretch out a little bit, which can be a challenge, you know, when you're dealing with samples. You really don't have the option of always having full length extended notes, and that could be a real challenge. So I think that button, namely in the pedal, in the pedal steel. I think that could be a little bit more pronounced. But Jeff, thank you so much for sending this along. Like I said, this was sent along during our week 32 weekly feedback threads. And he said, digging deeper into my tune set, I noticed that I've had quite a bit of success with these country hip-hop hybrid cues. So working on a little bit more. Yeah, I think this is a home run. So this was submitted during our week 32. We put weekly feedback threads up every single week over at 52 Cues. It's really one of the cornerstones of the community. And if that's something that you would like to do, then join us over at 52cues.com. We would love to have you. And if you would like feedback on your own cues beyond, being featured on the podcast, then head over to 52cues.com/coaching and you can order up your own feedback video where I will look at form, structure, title, mix, master, and give you direct video feedback on your cues. Again, that's 52cues.com/coaching. And while you're there, you can also book a one-on-one Zoom session. I would love to work with you and help you along in your production music career. But that's going to do it for me. Thank you so much. Until next time, peace.